We need a motion to reconvene from the executive session for the evaluation of the superintendent. We have a motion.
So moved, Dr.
Ms.
Kraft, that we go to
Dysart,
open session.
second by Ms. Acevedo. All in favor of coming back into session, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay. At this time, we had finished up the superintendent's evaluation. As usual, she got an outstanding evaluation. Traditionally, it's required of us by the State Department of Education to evaluate the superintendent each year, and we have done that, and those results will be submitted to the Department of Education. I need a motion to adjourn now, and that will be completed. Okay, Mr. Warner.
Second.
Second by Mr. Nicosia. All in favor of adjourning this special session or meeting of the evaluation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, we are adjourned. And we will move into the next meeting. You have in your new folders there the general meeting. So this general meeting of the school board, Tuesday, December the 9th, 2014, will begin, and we'll ask Superintendent Bocce to lead us in prayer and Mr. Campbell to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many blessings you bring to our lives each and every day. As our students and teachers prepare for semester exams, we ask that despite the excitement of the holidays, they are able to remain focused and deliberate in their roles of learners and teachers. We thank you for a purposeful and successful first semester, and we ask that you guide us into the second half of the year with determination to do our very best. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Superintendent Bocce, would you call the roll?
Mrs. Acevedo? Here. Mr. Campbell?
Here.
Mrs. Zafata?
Here.
Mr. Egan?
Here.
Mr. England?
Here.
Mrs. Dysart?
Here.
Dr. Kraft?
Here.
Dr. Lewis?
Here.
Mr. Long?
Here.
Mr. Nicosia?
Here.
Mr. Warner?
All right, thank you. We'll go to item 4 on the agenda. Ms. Nora Egan is asked to appear for the Christmas Tour of Homes. Ms. Egan.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me again. You know, I always have a project going, and this one is near and dear to my heart. This will be our 22nd Christmas Tour of Homes. It is going to be a fabulous occasion. It's going to be a historic tour this year. We're going to start off at Dockville Farms with the school children performing all day from 11 in the morning till 9 at night. And we will also have our restaurants and caterers at that site manning food booths so people can come in and have either lunch or dinner, whichever they prefer. And in the smaller barn, we will have our boutique with the artisans and crafters that come and support us each year. And then people can board the free shuttle buses to our other 2 sites. One is the Los Isleños Village, where we will have a folk Christmas with all of the items that they used to do years and years and years ago. And then from the Isleños Village, they will travel on to the St. Bernard Historic Courthouse, where we're doing something a little different this year. We have turned the ballroom into the Ice Palace, where we're going to have a Christmas ball. In addition to the Christmas ball, with performances again by the children, we are having a tribute to the movie Frozen with our Blue Room, and people can bring their children and take photos if they would like to in that room. We'll also have another room with the Snow Village. Then they can board the bus and go back to Dockville and linger and visit with their friends, shop some more, eat some more, and then get their cars and go home. The cost of the tickets in advance are $12, and at the door is $15. There will be selling tickets at all 3 locations, but the easiest way to do it is just park at Dockville and get the chartered bus over to the other 2 sites. It is going to be wonderful. We have been working very, very hard. the decorations at the courthouse, my team did a fabulous job on it, and I hope all of you can come and see it because it really is something to see. We have brochures, which I think they've already put on the screen for you to look at. On the front are the 3 venues. On the back is the schedule for the children, and that's where they will be performing and at what times. And also, if anybody wants to buy a ticket, I do have tickets available tonight, and you get the reduced price of $12. It lists all the sites in it of where we'll be going. So we hope you can come, and thank you so much for having me, and Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas
Yeah.
to you too.
Thank you, Miss Egan. We appreciate it. Y'all always do such a great job with the tour of homes, and this is a tour of a little different nature, and so we're glad to see that come.
I do want to say
come
that
down.
last year, we were totally at Dockville, and we were able to donate $36,000 to our charities. All of the money stays in St. Bernard that we raise, and all of our volunteers donate their time, so there are no expenses that we incur. So we're hoping to do as well or better this year coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I know our kids every year look forward to this particular day because each one of our schools sends different groups of their choruses or choirs or performing groups. It's just an absolutely wonderful day, and Mrs. Egan and her group of wonderful ladies, the decorations are just incredible each and every year. Their boutiques have everything well stocked. You can do a lot of your Christmas shopping right there. I know I got some wonderful buys last year when I went, and look forward to it again this year. And as she said, all of their profits, all of their money goes right back to the citizens of St. Bernard, and many of our schools and our children benefit, as well as other groups within our community. So thank you very much for all that you do. Just a fantastic effort on your part, and we're happy to be a part of it. So.
Thank you, and we couldn't do it without you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Miss Egan. Ms. Boche, you want to introduce the attorney at this time? Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, at this point on the agenda, we'll ask Dr. Lewis to handle the education item. Dr. Lewis.
Thank you, Dr. Kraft. Item 5 is the Believe and Prepare Teacher Preparation Grant. We have Ms. Lawson with us this evening. Good evening, Ms. Lawson.
Good evening. Thank you. We mentioned to you this summer very, very briefly about an opportunity that we had as a school district to offer alternative certification programs to individuals who had degrees who were able to meet entrance requirements for alternative certification. But rather than seek alternate certification through a university or private provider like I Teach or LRCE, we applied for and became a private provider as a school district. That came about because the state initiated last spring a Believe and Prepare program, during which they would undertake the course of this school year a very serious study of teacher preparation programs, trying to get input from school districts throughout the state as to how those programs should, if at all, be modified. And they offered competitive grants to school districts to come up with innovative ways to certify teachers. They offered 7 grants, and we applied, and we were one of the school districts that was able to be funded through that grant initiative. And we were a little different in our approach than the other 6 candidates. The other school districts partnered with universities to work on alternate certification. But we took a step back and we looked at programs like Louisiana Resource Center for Educators, the I Teach program that comes out of Texas, and we felt, based on our teachers' performance and our professional development program that helps our teachers perform so well in state indicators, that we could do as good of a job, if not better of a job, than those private providers. Additionally, we felt like it was important for the district to have the opportunity to grow its own, to develop teachers in a way that would be most productive in our school district with our students. So we did file for permission from the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education after receiving the grant for status as a private provider, and we were granted that status. Now, in order for someone to become enrolled in our alternate certification program, they have to meet entrance requirements. Those are listed for you there: passing Praxis 1 or suitable scores on their ACT test in high school, and the content area of Praxis 2, meaning elementary if they're trying to teach elementary, or middle school math if they're trying to teach math at the middle school level, or perhaps biology if they're trying to teach biology at the high school level. And they have to go through a rigorous interview process and be offered a job by one of our principals. That's how they get into our program. And at that point, we put them through a very intensive 4-week summer institute where we go over things like instructional design, classroom management, assessment, reading across the curriculum, all of those different kinds of things that good teachers need to know about before they enter the classroom. They become first-year teachers for us, begin their school year in a co-teaching situation with their instructional coach, and then they're assigned 2 mentors, a very highly effective grade level like teacher who works with them once a week and then meets with them after school to debrief about their teaching skills and their teaching strategies. And also their instructional coach observes them once every 2 weeks and then debriefs with them after school. And based on the recommendations that we get from the instructional coaches and the mentors, we then have Saturday sessions once a month where we focus in on the needs that are coming to the surface in those classrooms with those particular teachers. Currently, we have 11 candidates in the program, and I'm very happy to say at this point all of them are doing well. The principals are working with them. Obviously, it takes 2-3 years of teaching work to really develop into your rhythm as a good, solid teacher. But these people have worked very, very hard. We're working very hard to support them. And I think before the end of the year, all 11 of them will wind up being successfully recommended for certification. Now, what does that mean? They also have to pass Praxis 2 principles of teaching and learning and reading if they're getting certified in special education, mild, moderate, or elementary. And they have to achieve either a highly effective or effective rating on their compass evaluation from their principal. If they receive an emerging rating, we will ask them to repeat the program again for another year. In other words, another year of extensive mentoring, of extensive study before we would recommend that they become certified. And of course, if they're ineffective and they're not delivering our students with regard to their student learning targets and moving them in the way that they need to be moved, we more than likely will dismiss them from the school system. After the year, if they've met all of the requirements that I've listed above for you, they can achieve full teacher certification. But we do ask them to sign a 3-year commitment because this costs them no money. All it costs them is their time. And you compare that through going to a university program, which may take as long as 3 years. It may also, if you go into the private sector, cost as much as $15,000. So we felt very good about asking for that 3-year commitment, because if we're investing in them, we're investing in them for our school district. And so that's part of the program as well. At this point in time, as I mentioned to you, we are the only school district that is a private provider approved by the state board. And we're getting inquiries almost daily about our program and how people can become a part of it. But our first priority is fully certified teachers out of a 4-year training program. This program is for those teacher vacancies that we cannot fill. And then when we absolutely cannot fill them and we're moving into July and it's getting time for school to start, then we will look at these people as potential candidates for an alternate certification program. But it is picking up interest throughout the state. As the state continues its forums to look at teacher preparation program, we've been an integral part in presenting and being a part of those discussions. We had one just last week, and we, as I said, have gotten lots of inquiries from other school districts and from candidates seeking to be a part of this process or to duplicate this process. We got word today that we'll be able to apply for a second round of funding next year, and so we're getting ready to pursue that as well so that we can keep the momentum going on the program. And again, let me reiterate that our first choice is a fully certified teacher, but in the event that those are not available, then perhaps we can offer them certification through an alternate route through our school district as we grow our own teachers the way we need them to perform in classrooms. So I just wanted to give you a little bit more of a thorough update to let you know the program seems to be working well, that we do foresee hoping to offer certification to 11 candidates at the end of the year, and that will be 11 people who will stay with us and work with us for several years to come, and that's a good thing for all of us.
Thank you, Ms. Lawson, for your report. Mr. England.
Thank you, Dr. Lewis. The program sounds terrific. Ms. Lawson, what about this 3-year commitment? What happens if they don't honor this commitment?
Well, we could sit down and figure out what our cost was, and then we would ask them to repay those funds to us, so we would have some funding to continue the program as well.
I know if we ask, but do we have?
They signed an agreement.
They signed an agreement
Yes.
that we
Yeah.
could,
Okay.
that we could remind them of and pursue action if we needed to.
Legal action, right. Okay, okay, thank you.
Mr. Long.
Ms. Larson, the grant we received, is that good for just 1 year?
It was good just for this 1 year, and what we're doing with that is providing a stipend to our mentors because we are, and coaches, because we are asking them to work with teachers after school. But we've already talked about ways that we would be able to do some of that should the funding of the grant run out, because sustainability, once we start any kind of a program like this, is important to us. But we feel confident that once the grant dollars are not available, that we would be able to find some funding through other grant sources and things like that.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from board member? Ms. Dysart?
Ms. Larson, first I want to congratulate you on your new grandbaby. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
She's wonderful.
Charlotte. A big, healthy baby. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I have a couple questions. The grant, was it a state or federal grant?
It's a state grant.
I thought it was, okay. And the 11 candidates that are now in the program, and they're mainly in elementary and special ed?
They're all over the place.
Okay.
They're in elementary, they're in special ed, they're in high school content areas, they're in middle schools, they're everywhere.
Okay. And all the candidates, of course, have to have a bachelor's.
Yes, with a
Degree.
2.5 grade point average.
Okay, so there is, okay. Stipulation of grade point. Okay, well, thank you very much for your
Thank you.
report.
Any question or comment from any other board member? Mr. Fowler?
Yes, thank you. Ms. Larson, again, thank you for this, and I'm very happy to see this program in place for those individuals. As you said, they have to have a bachelor's degree and 2.5 GPA.
Or
From that,
above, yes.
a lot of time people, they leave college and they go in one career field, and then they find out that they have a calling maybe to teach, and sometimes find it difficult to get into other programs another way and have to do an alternative program. And again, it's an example of St. Benoit Parish Schools being forerunners in the state, the only school district to have this program available. So again, we show our leadership for the rest of the state in providing something new and different. And as you said, it is a good program. Of course, we always want fully certified teachers
Correct.
coming in, because we want to put the students' best interest first. But having a backup plan let's say, and then our homegrown, as you put it, our homegrown teachers, because we do find a lot of our students, once they leave and go on to college, do come back to our system to teach. And this way, we know exactly the training they're getting, and they are getting the training that we wish them to have.
Correct.
To keep and continue to grow our systems. So, congratulations on getting this grant and for working up this project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, this is a wonderful opportunity for our district. One thing that comes to my mind is that because the program is tailored by St. Bernard Parish Public School System, our teachers, the 11 people in this program, they're not trying to do one thing for St. Bernard and then another thing for the program that they're in. They're actually doing, in my opinion, what will benefit the children of St. Bernard and them as professionals. So this is a wonderful opportunity for our school district. Looking forward to us being renewed once again and the sustainability of this, because this is something great when we're not able to find a certified person, as Ms. Lawson said, in the month of July, and when you start scrambling around looking for individuals to put in the classroom. Not only are we able to find someone, but we also, if they're not certified at that time, to mold them into the St. Bernard way, I would say. So once again, this is a wonderful opportunity for our district.
Thank you.
Dr. Lewis, I have one more quick
Yes,
question.
Ms. Dysart?
Ms. Larson, in the event that the candidate does not pass the praxis prior to July 1st, would they have another opportunity after that point?
They would need to apply to be in the program once they pass the praxis.
Okay.
These are state regulations, and we're not able to circumvent those.
Okay. So they could reapply the
Yes.
following
The
year?
next year.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any additional questions or comments? Thank you again, Ms. Lawson.
Thank you.
Item 6 is an insurance item, Mr. Egan.
Thank you, sir. Come on down.
Good evening. We are requesting permission from the board to allow our agent of record, Mr. Clements, to solicit proposals for property insurance. Our current policy expires March 31st, and it takes about 3 months to put the whole package together, so we want to get a jump on it and get moving.
All right. Second. All right, we have a motion by Ms. Dysart, second by Dr. Kraft. Anyone else has any comments or questions? Please vote your machines.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good night. All right, the next is finance bid tabulation for paper cleaning and custodial. Mrs. DeFatta.
Thank you, Mr. Egan. All right, first we have our bid tabulation for paper cleaning and custodial supplies.
Good
afternoon,
evening.
Ms.
We're requesting permission to accept bid tabulations for paper cleaning and custodial supplies from January 1st, 2015 through December 31st, 2015. We received bids from 3 vendors. They were tabulated and recorded, and we have chosen the lowest bid on all items.
No exceptions, Ms. Boone?
No.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Dr. Lewis, second by Mr. Long. Anyone have any questions or comments? Okay, being none, please vote your machines.
Motion passes 11-0.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Bloom. Next, item number 8, the results of requests for proposals for equipment, videos, materials, and supplies for the Momus Center.
Good evening again.
Good evening.
We do have the bid tabulation on the results of the request for proposal for the videos for the planetarium at the Momus Center. We sent request for proposals out to 8 suppliers of planetarium system software. We only received 1 response, and that response was from the company that actually manufactures the hardware. So the tabulation you have shows it is Spitz Incorporated that provided us with a proposal, a response to the proposal. Because we only had one response, we felt like we needed to do a cost comparison with some other vendors. So we, Ms. Acevedo contacted some of the other non-responsive vendors and got quotes on some of the software that they want. I might point out that on the quotes that we did get, that it's the exact same software that's provided by the Spitz company, and these other companies are just resellers of that software. So you can see the total cost for the 6 videos that they want, would like to have is $51,000. Skycam gave us a quote on a couple, and Evans and Sutherland gave us basically the same quote on the same software. The other company, AV Imaging, was unable to format their software to fit the hardware that we have. So based upon that, we recommend that we would buy the software from the Spitz company.
Mr. Fanning?
Yes, go ahead, Dr.
Accept this and move it as a recommendation to the full board.
We have a motion from Dr. Kraft. Any second from Ms. Acevedo? Anyone have any questions or comments? Mr. Long?
Quick question. The 10-year license, what does that mean? We able to use
Well, we'll be able to
that
use
video
that
for
software,
10
yes,
years
sir.
legally?
You can't
Yes,
do
sir.
it without a
That right.
license.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that,
We'll have to renew it or select a different video.
By that time, they'll have new and improved displays for the planetarium.
Oh, yeah.
right. Will it really take 10 years, though, to get new?
I'm sure we'll have the
Not
upgrades.
like-
Sure to be outdated
Yeah.
in a relatively short time.
Within 2 or 3 years, I would suspect.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Oh, Mr. Long? Anyone else?
I have a question.
Okay, Ms. Dysart?
Just a quick question. Who was on the committee to select the
This
video?
committee actually met back in February when we first started the process. We had a teacher from each level. We had Stenny Lee from elementary, Pat Babin from high school, and myself from middle school.
Okay.
And we met and we viewed the videos. So every video that you see, we actually viewed.
That's good.
Okay. Thank you.
That's all, Ms. Dysart. And Ms. Acevedo, these are all videos that the company that makes the hardware can provide for us, so.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, and that's why one of them cannot re-image, because it has to be at a certain pixel quality for our projection system to run it. And one company, it would cost so much more for them to go ahead and reformat it for our use.
Okay. But since it looked like the other company that did give you a price was basically buying it from this company and just reselling it, you might as well go to the first company and get the material.
Correct.
And do they have, well, you did say that they'll probably have updates to these prior to the 10-year. Okay.
But some of the quality of them are so well done that we'll be able to continue using it. For those 10 years, it won't be outdated.
Until the licensing runs out, and then you either have to relicense or maybe then go ahead and get something different.
Right.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Long?
One follow-up. Warranty. Say we have a problem with these.
We get a
videos.
backup.
You have a backup?
A backup comes with it, and anything within that 10 years, the company is responsible for.
Okay. So,
But they do send a backup
okay. And they'll replace anything that's
within the 10 years.
within the 10 years. Okay, great. Thanks.
Anyone else? Thank you, Ms. Acevedo, for your hard work in your committee, and Mr. Halton, thank you. Okay, being no other questions or comments, please vote your machines.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. And now we go on to executive, Mr. Long.
Oh, thank you. Okay, item 9, personnel changes for December 2014.
We've been very busy the last couple of weeks, as you can well see. I think we have many, many of our young teachers who are ensuring our future by having babies, at which point
That's good.
we've had quite a few to do in temporary replacements and some different issues. So as you can see, these are the proposed, for your information, personnel changes that we've made since the last meeting, and I'd be happy to answer any question that you have.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? Okay, well, moving on. Thank you, Ms. Voce, for that. Let's move on to item 10 is the 2015-2016 school calendar. And
Good
we
evening
have Ms.
again.
Larson again.
In your folders, you have a recommendation from the calendar committee regarding three possible adoptions for the 2015-2016 school year. The employees are voting on it this week, and we'll have the results for you next week for final adoption or reconfiguration by the board. But just as a frame of reference, option one, the teachers would return on August 4th, and this particular school year, we began on August 5th, Tuesday, August 5th. So it's around the same time of the year. The calendar really sets itself. When you look at the holidays that we try to work in with regard to Carnival and Easter and Christmas and Thanksgiving, testing is always a consideration that it kind of works itself out. But we are giving two options, one that would have, instead of a 5-day holiday at Carnival, it would be 3 days, and we would get out 2 days earlier in the school year. Option 3, we would start 2 days later, but have 2 fewer days of holidays during the Christmas season. From what I understand, number 1 is kind of on the roll right now, but because it does reflect what our employees are used to more than anything else. So we will have the vote for you next week. I do want to say, though, to everyone that we still do not have the testing dates for 2016, spring of 2016, which always has the possibility of impacting Easter. So should the testing dates not mesh favorably with what we've set up as the holidays during that time of the year, we will have to reconvene the committee and look at calendar changes. But it's been that way for the last 3 years, and it's worked out, so hopefully it will work out again. I do want to thank Kathy Newman, Cecile Genevine, Jennifer Maldonado, Mary Miller, Michelle Nicholson, Donna Schultz, and Cookie Munt for giving up their time on a Friday afternoon to sit and work through this and come up with these configurations. So at this time, we would like to ask that perhaps you send it to the board without a recommendation, and then we'll have the votes for you next Tuesday.
Okay. Dr. Kraft?
Yeah, I move that we send this to the full board without a recommendation until we get further information.
Okay. A motion by Dr. Kraft, seconded by Mr. England. Mr. Warner, you have discussion? No. Make the motion. Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. Please vote your machines.
Motion passes 11-0.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lawrence. Okay. Moving right along. Item 11. Let's see. Okay. This is an update, State of Louisiana and St. Bernard Parish School Board, and the St. Bernard Parish School Board in its capacity as trustee, administrator, and manager of Section 16 lands within St. Bernard Parish versus BP Exploration and Production Company, BP America Production Company, BP PLC, Transocean Limited, Transocean Offshore Deepwater Drilling Incorporated, Transocean Deepwater Incorporated, Transocean Holdings LLC, Halliburton Energy Services Incorporated, and Sperry Drilling Services, a division of Halliburton Energy Services Incorporated. And I believe we need to go in executive session. Ms.
Right,
Voce?
but before we do, Mr. Long, with us this evening is our attorney of record on this, Mr. Walter Leger, who is here to give us an update. But along with that, I'd like to take this opportunity, as we all know, our new district attorney, Mr. Perry Nikosha, has appointed one of his assistant DAs to represent us and to be our liaison and legal representative for the school system. And with us tonight is Mr. David Jarrow, who will act in that capacity. So I'd like to introduce him to the board tonight, and he will be going into executive session with us and Mr. Leger to discuss this particular issue. So welcome, Mr. Jarrow. We're very happy to have you with us tonight, and hopefully a very long-term relationship.
Okay, great. Okay. So we need a motion to go
So
into
moved.
executive session. Motion by Dr. Kraft. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Warner. Any further discussion? Okay, we'll go in executive session.
And vote.
Oh, let's vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Accept the motion to go in open session.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Long, that we send the resolution to the full board.
Okay, wait, we gotta go into open session first.
Oh, we gotta vote on that.
Okay, Mr. Fowler made a motion to go in open
Yeah, who's
session.
second?
A second? Second by Mr. England. Okay, now we're in open session. So we're gonna take up item 12? Okay. Item 12 is...
Did we vote on open session?
No. Okay, item 12 is a resolution.
No, we gotta vote on open session.
Okay, let's vote to go back in open session, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So the vote is?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Now we'll go to
Yeah, Mr.
item
Long.
12.
Mr. Long, I make a motion to send to the full board as a recommendation, a resolution to authorize Superintendent Doris Voce to execute any and all agreements allowing access to inspection of school board properties. We can get a second.
Okay. Okay, motion by Dr. Kraft, seconded by Mr. Nikosha. Any discussion? Okay, vote your machines.
Motion passes 10-4 and 1 abstention.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And we'll move on to superintendent's recommendations.
None at this point.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to remind everybody, the Christmas play at the high school, which is going to be very, very good, it'll be Thursday and Friday evening. If you have not yet bought tickets, it really is a wonderful show to go to. Our kids will be performing. And then again, the reminder at Dockville and the courthouse and East Lanyos grounds on Saturday.
For the parade. Yep, I got my tickets today. Anyone else have anything? Well, have a great night. We need a motion to adjourn. Move Mr. Campbell, who we got a second. Ms. Aceveda. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Nay. We stand adjourned. Thank you and have a great night.